forth that totally disconnected off of Facebook. So you can reconnect with some of those people that you had, you know, a connection with before, or they were your client or your customer, and you can connect and be fun with them again. I mean, it's more like a relationship building than it is so kind of hard, cold, you know, just as hard as the other ones are. So multiple filters, call to action, multiple 10-second videos, create a geo filter. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'll stop hitting that. That whole thing's shaking. So you can also create custom geo filters. So if I wanted to, I could go to, and I actually was just playing with this to see how expensive it is, but I can go to Snapchat.com and create a custom filter so that when I'm at my house, or like, you know, 20,000 square feet or whatever, for these certain dates, I can go over and scroll over and get a custom filter that I created, call it whatever, Snapchat World, Corey's Snapchat World, or whatever, and that could then be a filter that you could apply. So for just your own house, you wouldn't do that, but for like events or parties or, you know, corporate stuff or whatever, it all falls by the geo. And especially like travelers, it's so cool just to take a Snapchat and just see what's out there in the filter world because of the different locations that you're at. So I know I've seen Gary Vaynerchuk. He was speaking somewhere and he pulled up his own custom filter, and I'm like, how did you do that? Well, he created it and then uploaded it to that area, and that's how it was done. So like, there's a lot of behind the scenes, back end side of stuff that you can do with Snapchat, other than what it was originally seeming like it was created for, right? Like, I thought it was just for like young kids sending weird pictures to each other. I think that's what it originally was for. But now there's a bigger part of it, and it's growing super fast. So let me see if I have anything else here. Kind of hit a lot of different areas. Is there anything that you guys had kind of questions about? And I'm actually going to follow this up next week. I'm going to bring in somebody that, oh yeah, do people want to see your stuff?
Why the day-to-day stuff?
Oh, why the day-to-day? The reason for the day-to-day stuff, and the same reason why I follow Gary Vaynerchuk, day-to-day stuff, because it's somebody that I already, you know, I like, I know, and I trust, and I want to see, you know, those kind of people that are like your tribe, your kind of people, your go-getter type of people. You're gonna be interested in what they're doing. So I even follow this cook on there who's pretty cool. He's always showing different ways of cooking, and I watched the whole thing about how he cooked the steak, and I never would have thought about making a steak like that, and it was pretty cool. So it's just, I guess it would be your opinion. I would say give it a try. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, kind of, I mean, not to pull in a whole nother social media, I don't even know what it's called, but like Instagram, for example, it's kind of like you follow people. So you might see one picture that you're like, oh man, and that picture gets you to follow that person, and then you kind of like tend to follow that person. But if that one picture doesn't really represent who they are as a whole, then you might want to unfollow them. But that's kind of like Snapchat. So you see a video of them that you like, you know, a quick video or a quick picture, and then you start following them, and then it's like, oh, well, that's it. They're interesting. So I guess I could see what you're saying. Like, why would people want to know what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis? So let me just give you a quick example. I will be the first one to admit that I am not on Snapchat, even though my husband has been on it. I was at Costco today, though, and it's like, I wish that I could just do a quick, like this is what's going on right now. And I know this might not be big in your guys' world, but people that are interested in healthy cooking and replacing different things, they might be following me for that. They are finally selling almond flour at Strongsville Costco. And I could Snapchat that and let everybody that's watching me on Snapchat know about it.
So ultimately, you're ultimately trying to build your tribe, as Seth Godin put it. You're trying to build your tribe. So the people that are your people, they're going to want to see what you're doing, and you would want to follow what they're doing. So ultimately, that's what we're looking to do.
I think Kimberly has a question.
Yeah, Kimberly. I'm sorry. Let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, how do you get people to find you? What are your tips for getting new followers or finding people to follow on Snapchat?
Okay, so Snapchat, you can go right in your phone and your contact list, and it'll just go and find people that are already on there, and that's like initially how you would do it. Then hold on, so let me Catherine. Go ahead, Catherine.
You can do what I did, and it got me quite a few followers. Is that you just screenshot your picture of your profile on your Snapchat, I think that's what it is, and then you just post it anywhere and just let people know to follow you. They can find you. You know, you can do that on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and you will have people look you up, those that have Snapchat, and they'll follow you. It worked for me.
So that's called the Snap Code. So if you've ever seen that yellow ghost, the yellow ghost with dots all over the place, you're like, what does that mean? That's like a QR code, and what you do is you get one of those assigned to you, so you can actually take a screenshot of that. You'll actually see a lot of people using that as their profile picture for Facebook. I did it for like 2 weeks, and Andrea hated it. She's like, what is this yellow, stupid Pac-Man looking thing? And I'm just like, hey, listen, I want to let people know I have 2,500 friends on Facebook and so many followers. I want them to know that if they're on Snapchat, how you can find me. So that was one way. Andrea's posting a picture. What is that? Oh, that's dark. So that's one way of growing that. Another way is whenever you see, when you see a Snapchat picture on Instagram or Facebook. Why? Because normally it has that gray block going right across the middle and has some words. Or what I'll do is I'll take it out of that and put it on the side. Or if you see video with the words, they're real big. You're like, that's not something that's you normally see, because that's a Snapchat filter. So if you see somebody posting like that, you can say, hey, what's your Snapchat? I'll follow you. Or you can, kind of build that relationship. So there's so many different ways of growing that. You can, push everything. You can put that in your Instagram. Hey, Snapchat, which they actually have emoji of the Snapchat little ghost guy. So a lot of times I'll do is I'll take and download a picture that I posted on Snapchat, download it to my phone, then post it to Facebook, and then I'll do the little ghost and in my name. So if people are looking to follow, then they can follow me. So I'm daily getting new ads every day. And I'm not even aggressively trying to go for that, but I'm just kind of learning the platform before I really try to hammer it down. But yeah, so that was the other thing I want to tell you guys. I think the only organic social media still is Twitter. Instagram changed their algorithm. Facebook changes their algorithm every other day. It feels like, but Snapchat is organic, so whoever you follow, you will see all of their stuff. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started Facebook, and I liked certain companies because they had Facebook like pages, I liked them because I want to see their stuff. And then all of a sudden, Facebook said, you don't get to see their stuff anymore. And I was mad, because I'm like, I like them for a reason. So Facebook completely controlled the algorithm, and now I think people, I think it's 12 to 15% of people will actually see what you post. So, and it all depends on how interactive you are, and there's a huge algorithm, and I think it's ridiculous, because if you're my friend and you want to see my stuff, then they should show you my stuff. This platform, for now, so far, is organic. And so they will show you their stuff. And so, whoever you follow, you can see it. So that's kind of why. And then there's also a private message side of it too. You can private message them a video, a picture, text message. So you can build a relationship there too. So
I just wanted to add something that while I was taking notes with him, with what he was saying was, which it's not that I'm resistant to Snapchat by any means. I'm a mom of 3 children. That's what's going on with me. But as a business owner, all he did just now was he had to say one thing. It's the fastest growing, fastest growing social media. So if you're a business owner and this is the fastest growing social media platform, guess what that means? You need to be on it, because that's the way you're going to be able to connect with more people and be able to provide a service, provide them with answers, be able to help them. That's just, that makes sense right there. So it's not that you want to jump from one social media to the next and the next and the next and feel like it's always forever changing, but it is forever changing. That's what social media is. Right. And we have to be able to adapt, adapt and grow and change and grasp it. So
yeah, so that's pretty much what I have.
He's got a question.
Yep. Hey, I need you to say your name.
Hi, my name is Stefan. I'm from Montreal, Canada. You can hear me right?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. I'm sorry, I messed it up totally earlier on that message I sent you.
No, it's okay, no problem. First of all, congratulations on the presentation. I got here a little late, but it's crystal clear, and I get a grasp of the platform and everything. When I was asking about the day-to-day stuff, it's like most of us, we're very humble and we don't feel so important. So there's a part of you that goes, why would they care about what I eat and what I found and stuff like that? And thank you, you answered part of the question. The other thing that Gary doesn't answer completely, and since you have 2,500 followers on Facebook, how do you stay in touch? How do you maintain a relationship with 2,500? And as it grows, how do you make sure you don't lose touch with everyone else, no matter what the platform you're on? That's the thing I'm having a hard time to grasp.
So those are great questions, and I wish we could bring in Gary Vee in to answer that. Maybe we could send him. You know what? Maybe we could send him. We could be on the Ask Gary Vee show. But literally, he has 30,000 views per snap that he posts. That's what I just heard him. I just heard him say that the other day. He's like, I kind of hit a plateau. I'm hitting about 30,000 per view, and I get like 28. So and he's not returning my snaps. So obviously you get to a certain size and they're just learning about you by watching your stuff. So I'm only, it's only single-sided, but it's not because he's giving that value and then I'm watching it. He's not watching what I'm doing, I guarantee you that. But bringing back up that 14-year-old kid, Caleb Maddox, he actually is responsive on Snapchat. He's replied to every one of my messages and my son's messages, and his dad as well. So I think it just depends. I mean, that's one thing that Gary talks about is responding to every comment, every message on Facebook, on Instagram. And I think he does pretty well with that, and actually him doing it and not being an assistant or whatnot. But and that really shows, that you're more about loving and caring. You're more about really the personal side of things than just being the business and the brand. But I don't know. He hasn't really. I don't know how he's going to be able to keep going with Snapchat. Like literally, he did a thing the other day. He said, "Go on Instagram, turn on notifications for my stuff, and snap me, and I'll snap you back." And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" He was sitting there, looked like he had family around. He's like, "I'm trying to get through everybody." Like, I don't know. I mean, at that point, you're like celebrity status, right?
So I just kind of want to add to that. To answer your question, just in my opinion, you don't.
Right.
So you're saying, like, he's got 2,500 friends on Facebook. How do you stay connected with all of them at once? You don't. Just like...
Not at once, but,
right.
to maintain a relationship and to keep in touch on a regular basis. So when you want to ask Gary's vocabulary, when you go for a right hook, it doesn't feel like you haven't been jabbing and exchanging, for 6 months or a year. Say, oh, you want me to buy something from you, but you haven't talked to me or say hi or anything for a year. But when you up to 2,500, it's kind of hard. So how do you reasonably keep in touch?
I would think that would be just like with his YouTube channel, is that all of his YouTube stuff is jabs, right? Everything he does is he's constantly giving, and that's why I feel like I know the guy. I don't know him, but you probably too, reading his book, watching his stuff, and then watching his snaps. Like now I feel like I know him on an even deeper level than YouTube, because YouTube would just be the Daily V and some of his keynotes and stuff like that. So I think that's how the relationship works. It seems one-sided because we're just watching, we're just consuming, but then again, he's on the other side giving to the masses, I guess you can say. But
okay.
I was just going to add to that real quick. I think a little bit to add to that is just by on Gary's end, I think the way that he's staying connected with everybody is because